This is KGW News at 4.
And first here at 4 o'clock, dangerous conditions across the area. It is hot, it's dry. There are worries that the increased winds could make this fire or any others burning in the area spread far and fast.
Several dangers with this. If it wasn't fire season, we'd be talking about this in terms of bringing down tree limbs, even trees themselves, power outages. This is a fairly long duration wind event that we're dealing with, extreme wind and extreme fire danger. Now, those strong east winds are increasing now. If it's not windy at your house yet, don't worry, it will be.
Whether it be PGE, local fire agencies, businesses, residents, everyone is paying close attention to the weather forecast. Yeah, it is hot, it is dry, and as you can clearly see, it is windy. Those winds really started picking up just about a half hour ago, and they keep on getting stronger.
And this afternoon, there are fires prompting evacuations in Washington, Marion, and Lane counties. Those fires are producing a lot of smoke. We're hearing from many of you saying the sky is red, and you have noticed all that smoke in the air.
4 o'clock and it's like nighttime. Look up at the sky and look at this hue. I'm not sure what you guys are seeing on your end, but from my end, it is a deep orange, reddish hue at this point, and it's gone through various stages throughout the day.
This is downtown Staten at noon, but you wouldn't know it if you didn't have a clock. It was dark, the sky a red hue, and the place a ghost town. That's because people were getting ready to leave or had already left after evacuation orders were issued Monday night. Many of the people who left came here to the Oregon Fairgrounds, where the Red Cross is set up.
It was pretty last second. We pretty much just grabbed what we could and got out.
With that shifting wind, it's just throwing embers across this road. It's called Liberal Way, and so crews have been trying to contain spot fires throughout the day.
And this one will consume all of this, and there's just not enough water here to put that out. So we have rigs out in the grass downwind from this, catching all the spot fires and trying to hold the fire throughout the day.
Holding it so it doesn't reach homes or burn buildings at the mill.
Dozens of homes are lost in Lane County from a fire that's burning along the McKenzie River just east of Eugene. Now, the county administrator says 80 to 100 buildings have been destroyed in the Blue River fire.
Lincoln County has declared a state of emergency. They're dealing with 3 fires, one of them off Echo Mountain Road near Highway 18.
We could hear houses falling, exploding up in the woods, and it's just crazy. They're evacuating people out of here, and like I just heard something explode just now.
What did the sky look like?
It was burning like the Lion King movie. I mean, you wouldn't believe it. Jesus. Oh, and it was like bada bing. I mean, look at the sun. If that's the sun or the moon, I don't know. It looks like a little red nickel in the sky.
Governor Brown has cleared the way for State Fire Marshal to mobilize firefighters and equipment to assist local resources battling these fires. She held an emergency news conference just about an hour ago and has this message for Oregonians.
The situation is very dangerous.
Today, KGW activated the Northwest Emergency Response Fund. Just open your phone's camera, scan the code you see here on your screen now, and it will take you right to the Red Cross website where you can make a donation. Your money will go straight to helping Northwest residents affected by these wildfires.
From the air, you get a glimpse of what's happening, of the ferocious fires pushed by raging winds and helped by low humidity as they race through the forests and brushlands of Oregon. It's the worst collection of fires at one time in Oregon in the last 120 years. The biggest, the Santiam, east of Salem, grew by 12 miles Tuesday.
Look at this imagery from Colorado State University. You can see the fires, you can see the smoke, and you can see how that smoke line kind of eased up over Portland a little bit today.
You know what? I got to be honest. There are some devastating situations out here. In fact, I just spoke to the man that you mentioned right at the beginning of the 4 p.m., the man who says he lost his 12-year-old son. He says his wife is at the hospital with burns in critical condition. Another family member died from the fire as well. He's understandably going through a really tough time right now, and so are other families in this area, other families who have had to leave their homes, some of those homes not existing anymore. In fact, earlier today, we spoke with a family, and they said they just had to see the destruction for themselves, so they went up and they found they had lost almost everything.
My God, this is our driveway.
This is video Cindy Sharon shot on her phone.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Her family's home in Gates is leveled.
Oh my God, thank God we got out of here. Oh my God, it's our house.
We just went back a little bit ago, and it is a war zone. I've never seen anything like it.
The Chehalem Mountain Bald Peak wildfire forced the evacuation of dozens of homeowners in rural Yamhill County.
Oh, yeah, we evacuated last night. They came down and said, you have 20 minutes to get out. 8 dogs, 3 cats, horse, and 2 donkeys.
And right now, fires are threatening the Portland metro area. This is video from Sky 8 over Clackamas County. The entire town of Estacada has been told to get out now. And this map shows the largest fires. At least 3 of these fires are now called mega fires, meaning they're spread over more than 100,000 acres. This is the worst collection of fires at one time in Oregon in the last 120 years.
Gosh, it's almost hard to talk about it. I mean, it happens so fast.
I was so sick. I've never been so afraid in my life.
This is 1 minute it was fine. There was an orange glow all around us, all around me.
And then all of a sudden I started seeing the mountains glowing.
Suddenly it started raining big cinders with like comet tails. It's pretty bad up there.
It was apocalyptic. And I said, I think we're getting out of here.
And I thought I'd stay and fight it out, and I did. Fought it all night with a garden hose. I've worked all my life for what I have, and I wasn't about to give it up without a fight.
Mostly, everything's gone. All the evidence in the houses are gone.
Houses were burnt to the ground. There's no little bit burnt. It's burnt to the ground.
What are you going to do now? What's next?
I don't know. That's the question everybody's kind of asking themselves is what's next?
You can see these evacuation areas for the Santiam fire in Marion County and also the Clackamas fire, the Riverside fire in Clackamas County have merged. All of this red, that's mandatory evacuation. That is a huge area.
Under a cloud of destruction that hung in the air as smoke, we wondered what this morning would bring. It's bad. Across Oregon, the numbers are staggering. 30 to 40,000 people evacuated from their homes, thousands of buildings destroyed, an unknown number of people dead. Yesterday, the fire had destroyed 300,000 acres. Ferocious winds tripled that number, and now more than 924,000 acres are burned. This map gives you an idea of what we're talking about when we say much of Oregon is on fire.
So now, even if you're not directly threatened by these fires, there is a disturbing reminder about what's going on. It's all the smoke. You can smell it everywhere in the entire city, our entire area.
The air quality right now is listed as unhealthy. Check it out. This normally nice, clear view of downtown Portland is not clear at all.
We're looking at getting as high as into the hazardous zone by tonight, which is really a dangerous level of air quality.
Multnomah County Health Officer Dr. Jennifer Vines is talking about the Portland metro area. Many areas to the south are already in the hazardous zone.
But this is certainly the worst I've seen in my career.
And the problem, that smoke will likely stick around for days.
So once you get to hazardous, the advice is everyone should avoid any outdoor activity.
Right now, our air quality ranks the worst in the world due to these fires.
While the weather is changing, and that will help, the danger is still here. Unheard of numbers of people are on the move or on alert.
More than 40,000 Oregonians have been evacuated, and approximately 500,000 Oregonians are currently in evacuation zones.
Milo Wignall's biggest concern right now is all the ash and soot on his driveway and in the air.
It's been dark around here. It's sort of like a full eclipse.
A thick coating of ash has blanketed Molalla. Air conditions are nasty.
Really hard on the throat, the nose. Wake up in the morning, your nose hurts.
This is the video from the town of Gates. It was taken on Tuesday. You can see many buildings burning. Right now, we don't know exactly how much damage towns in the evacuation zone have suffered. They're still closed off. But we do know, of course, looking at this video, it is extensive.
Everything's a total loss. Everybody in here, 121 trailers. Everybody's lost it.
How did we get here?
This is really unprecedented.
We got the alert last night.
We've just gone to extreme fire danger here.
We're out here monitoring the wind speed, humidity, barometric pressure.
So this may be an unusual event. We do have the potential for rapid fire spread.
I woke up 7:30 this morning, it was dark.
We pretty much just grabbed what we could and got out.
All of our neighbors were pulling out too.
Didn't expect it to quite get as close as it did.
Oh my God.
It is a war zone. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh my God, it's our house.
It looked like a bomb went off,
Yeah.
is what it looked like.
Oh my gosh, thank God we got out of here.
It was less than 100 yards across the street from the house. And at that point, there's nothing you can do. And you can see burn footprints.
Let me start with some good news today.
Good news. Finally. Here's the story.
And we thank you for being with us. I'm Dan Haggerty. Man, after the week like the one we just had, hearing some good news feels a bit like coming up for air, doesn't it? And we could certainly use some fresh air. You know, on top of the fires, the destruction, the unimaginable loss of life and property, air quality trackers yesterday and today say Oregon's air hasn't just been bad, not awful, but worse than anywhere on Earth. Not just the West Coast, not just America, the world. Since Tuesday, we've been waking up to these gray or yellow, orange, even these blood red skies, especially in towns along the Santiam Highway. Now, these east winds that usually don't kick up until November or even December are choking out almost every inch of Western Oregon right now. We do, though, want to talk about that good news that Governor Brown mentioned.
The weather system fueling these fires over the past few days has finally broken down, and our firefighting teams tell me they can feel it. We anticipate cooler air and moisture coming in the next few days, which is really good news. Still, firefighters continue to work around the clock to save lives and property from destruction.
From the air, we get an infrared view of the enormous Riverside fire bearing down on Estacada. The FLIR company sent its newest camera up Thursday and Friday to help firefighters see through the thick smoke. As expected, they found widespread heat and fire. They shot this video around 1 o'clock Thursday over the Clackamas River, the monster blaze still growing in strength and size. But in some areas, the embers have cooled, and now the numbing scope of the catastrophe is clear.
Tonight, a reckoning for much of Oregon.
Everything I've ever owned, all my memories, stuff from my family is just all gone.
There are dozens of missing persons.
The unprecedented wildfires have others wondering if they still have a home.
Just the unknown is killing us.
And still others hold their breath, hoping the fire lines hold as well.
But it's just creepy quiet now.
Plus, the helpers come out in droves.
We're pivoting the Santiam fire into Santiam resilience.
Your news starts now.
Smoke still shrouds Malala. People here are beginning to clean up and make their way home.
It's like I'll be kissing the ground when I get up there.
So yeah, we're very anxious to see what's left.
After the Beachy Creek fire tore through the Kirks neighborhood last Monday, nothing is left. Their plot of land charred.
I sent my wife down the mountain at 1 o'clock and I stayed and tried to cut brush and push water. But we lost our well, so it was one of the most helpless things I've ever felt, just not being able to do anything. And then we got the pictures on Wednesday of our house gone. It was just...
Thanks for joining us tonight. We turned a corner this weekend in the wildfire fights happening in our area. Crews got to go on the offensive, creating lines around the flames and working toward containment. Still, 34 fires are actively burning in Oregon right now, and the extent of the devastation is becoming more clear. At least 10 people have died from the fires. Nearly 24 more are still missing. Statewide tallies report 1,100 homes are destroyed, along with 500 structures. But that count is sure to grow as more areas open up.
We found out today, and this has just been blowing my mind, donors have actually broken a Northwest Response Fund record. We have raised more than $1.5 million thanks to your help, the people at home. And most of that money came directly from you, KGW viewers. So thank you so much for all of this generosity. It says so much about the people in this community. Your donations will go directly to fire victims. It'll provide them with food and water and shelter and emotional support during one of the most difficult times in our region's history.